Great. Hello, everybody. Welcome to That's Football. I'm silent again. I was getting too excited. Super Sunday, Game 1. Everton against Liverpool. What an absolute brilliant way to start what's going to be a very memorable day in the Premier League, because let's not forget, this is Mo Salah's last Merseyside derby. It's Premier League title decider day in many ways as Manchester City host Arsenal. But don't forget today, if Everton, and I think I'm right in saying this as I go to the screen, if Everton win this game today, they go 2 points ahead of Chelsea and they go into 6th place, and they'd only be 2 points behind Liverpool. So huge opportunity for both Villa and Everton today to really mix things up. And let's not forget, Bournemouth are level with Brentford and Chelsea in 6th place. So things getting very, very interesting in the race for Champions League football. And what an opportunity for Everton. What an opportunity for Everton today. I mean, it's incredible how good a season teams like Brentford and Everton and Bournemouth are having, and a great opportunity for them here today as well. Obviously for Liverpool, look, what Liverpool are looking to do is solidify that 5th place. They don't want to leave the door open. They can see what's happened with Chelsea and how many problems they've had recently. So yeah, for Liverpool, they need to perform, they need to deliver, they need to get things right today, and it should be a very interesting game as well. Looking at both teams, I mean, look, you never know what you're going to get with Liverpool. Everton, you're going to get a full-blooded performance. Pickford, O'Brien, Tarkowski, Branthwaite, Mikolenko, Gay, Garner, McNeil, Dewsbury Hall, Ngia and Beto. An honest, hard-working side. Liverpool, Marmoush-Dashville, Szoboszlai back in at right back again. Konate, Van Dijk, Robertson, Gravenberch, Jones, Wirtz, Salah, Isak, Gakpo. I'm looking at that. Forget Jamie Carragher. I'm looking at that Liverpool side and I'm seeing holes in it. Jones in the midfield. Szoboszlai having to play at right back. Gakpo and Salah on the wing. Isak not played a lot of football. This ain't going to be a fluid Liverpool team. It's not been fluid all year. So I think we've got a great game here. Also, we'll be keeping you updated. I've got Villa versus Sunderland on that screen as well. So we've got you well covered here for 2 games. And Forest play Burnley as well. Oh my God. What happened in the Spurs game last night? I was meant to do a watch along, and then I had a couple of things going on, so I couldn't literally be ready to do the start of the game. So I ended up in a situation where I was just watching it. And then I had to go live on the United stand at 7:30 for the build up to the Chelsea game, and I turned it off. And I thought Spurs had won. I genuinely thought Spurs had won. And then we got the equaliser. And we'll have a look at the bottom of the table in a minute. But, oh my God. I mean, I think if West Ham get something against Palace tomorrow night, like a win, and Forest beat Burnley today, it ain't looking good. It ain't looking good for Spurs. I mean, I think I'm right in saying that the way the league table is at the moment, yeah, West Ham with a win would go 4 points ahead of Spurs, and Forest with a win would go 5 points ahead of Spurs. So Spurs will be desperately hoping Palace can do them a favour tomorrow, and Burnley can do them a favour today, because Spurs are just running out of time. And I tell you what, I never really wanted Spurs to get relegated, and I still think they might not get relegated, but the way they celebrated that goal, it felt like it was a turning point. And then to equalise so late. I mean, fair play to Brighton. Brighton are on a good run. 3 wins and a draw in their last 4. But I think the big form team is Bournemouth, isn't it? They've done incredibly well of late. So there we go. But yeah, great result for United last night. I mean, Chelsea, what have they done? I saw the protests before the game. What have Chelsea done to that football club? I mean, they're just so far off, aren't they? They're so far off. And Liam Delap ain't it, and Garnacho ain't it. They're miles off. Absolutely miles off. Who do you want to get top 4? I want Villa and United to get it. I really do. I want Villa and United to get top 4, and I want a real battle for 5th. Yeah. I think a lot depends on Liverpool today, though. Like if Liverpool can go and win here, I think they've got a great chance. But yeah. Could you do Bruno against Szoboszlai poll, says Elliot Alderson. I will do that as our first poll. Anyway, first of 2 games today. Make sure you subscribe, get involved. Bottom right-hand corner. There are 3 Premier League games being played at the moment. We have got the Villa-Sunderland game on. And we'll keep you up to date with what's going on with Forest. But we are live here for the Merseyside derby. And then, look, honestly, what are your thoughts on... what are your thoughts on the game later? I just think, similarly with Man United, I don't think it'll be pretty, but Man United just needed to avoid defeat last night. And obviously we won. We got a bit of luck. 1 shot on target, scored it. Chelsea missed a few chances, but we got the win. I'd have took a draw anyway. I think it's similar for Arsenal. You know, I don't think it'll be pretty. I think they've just got to make sure they don't concede. For Arsenal, it's about avoiding defeat. If you win, great. Matthew says, we'll have you next season. We're going to sign a 15-year-old Kazakhstan wonder kid. Also, congratulations on the big deal. Thank you, pal. 1-0. 1-0. 1-0 Villa. 1-0 Villa. 1-0 Villa. Ollie Watkins is firing himself into the World Cup squad. He's got to go to the World Cup. He has to go to the World Cup. It's a fantastic start for Villa. Has to go to the World Cup over shit like Solanke and Calvert-Lewin, doesn't he? That's a dream start for Villa as well, because obviously they played Thursday night football as well. That's a nightmare for Chelsea as well. Some people don't seem to understand the scenario. It's a lovely bit of play. Matty Cash gets it into McGinn. He loops it up to the back post, and it's just a nodded header for Watkins. It's a really good goal by Villa. It is a really good goal. Lovely ball by Matty Cash. Fantastic cross by McGinn. And then Watkins is there just to nod it in. So 1-0 to Villa. Fantastic start. And, you know, Sunderland are a good side, but they're going to have to work hard here. But fantastic for Villa after playing on Thursday night, like I say. James Garner is a true red at heart. He will cook these frauds for us and secure Champions League, and then he will come back home. His aura has risen massively, says Rajaf. First Premier League goal, and it's Aston Villa. I wonder how I'm doing in Premier League predictions, actually. Need to check on that. So, Chelsea United, we both got that wrong. Villa Sunderland, I've gone with a draw. He's gone with Villa. Okay. Early days. Is a draw a good result for both teams? I don't know. I don't know. I think a loss is bad for either team, but yeah. Bruno's got 74% of the vote and Szoboszlai's got 26% of the vote. Why is everyone saying United got lucky when Chelsea had only 1 shot on target too? 20 shots, says Danny. I don't think United... I mean, we were a little bit lucky, but Chelsea have lost 5 of their last 6 Premier League games. So, look, it was all about the result. It'll be the same with Arsenal. Good cross in by Everton. What a save by Marmoush Dashville. That was nearly 1-0 Everton. Lovely cross. Got the flick on the header. And you'd probably expect him to make the save. But here's Isak now. And Branthwaite stayed with him quite well. I'd like to see that chance again for Everton. High intensity start. Good to see. And I'd like to see that chance again. Looks like Szoboszlai's at midfield and Jones is at right back. Yes. Well, look at the cross here. Konate. Oh, it's a good save. I mean, it's the sort of save you'd expect to make. Yeah, he's got a good full hand on it, to be fair. When you look at it from that angle, you'd expect your keeper to save that. It's a good save. It is a good save, but... first blood to Everton, first chance. Remember, we have got a goal already. Villa, 1-0 up against Sunderland. They've got a 2v1 here. He's in behind Konate. Oh, he slips at the worst possible time there, Barry. These modern players and their studs, it's infuriating how much they slip. I think Bruno has to get Player of the Year. I can't think of a player that deserves Player of the Year more than Bruno Fernandes. And it is strange because you'd be thinking about an Arsenal or a Man City player, but I think it is. It's Beto up front, not Barry. Thanks for that. Maybe it should be Barry. How's your weekend going so far, Mark? Well, Seb's team lost 4-2. They were 2-0 down, got back to 2-2, and then lost 4-2. So, always, you know, it is what it is. United won, which is going to get us Champions League football, which is fantastic. And, you know, Baller League tomorrow in Liverpool, actually. So, looking forward to that. I think you can still get tickets if you want to get yourself down. Baller League tomorrow. We are game 2. And then it's United Ginge against Prime, game 4. I think I'm on comms for that on Sky. So, yeah, looking forward to that. Having missed last week, hopefully we can pick up a win tomorrow. There are games midweek this week, aren't they? But I don't think they're particularly great. Even Chelsea Brighton on Tuesday is a little bit of a dull game. Bournemouth Leeds doesn't matter as much now because Leeds have gone and got the points to stay up. And Burnley Man City, there's only going to be one win there. So, yeah, I think the midweek games are a bit dull. Player of the Year surely goes to whoever takes Arsenal long throw-in, says Rob Dobson. Rub says, I was listening to the United stand last night for the game in a cafe, decided not to watch it. It was a good call. Blueco needs to go. Simple. Look, I'm not here to solve Chelsea's problems, but if you've been watching, hold on a minute, Gakpo down the left-hand side corner. Yeah, I'm not here to solve Chelsea's problems, but if you've been watching That's Football for the last few years, one of the things that has just baffled me for years, and I've said it so many times, is that they've had all this money spent. You know, they've spent hundreds of millions of pounds on players, so there's no excuse to not go and buy someone like Victor Osimhen or a top-class striker. And again, yesterday, you can see that. 1-1, Sunderland. Goal, Rig. Curls it in from the edge of the box. Well, it might not have always been a straightforward game for Villa today. Sunderland have equalised 1-1. They're not a bad side, Sunderland. They're not a bad side. It's a big goal, says David. And Everton cleared the corner from Liverpool. Yeah, he's just picked it up on the right-hand side of the box and curled it with his left foot. I'm waiting for the replay on it. Here it is. Yeah, I mean, look, you know, there's an opportunity for Sunderland to get a result today because Villa will be tired. It's a lovely goal, though. It's a lovely goal. It's a lovely team goal as well. Newcastle in 14th is O'Malley. I mean, I don't know how they've not been. I don't know how Newcastle have been so bad. I really don't know what's going on with them. It's baffling, really. They're a good team and they've lost 4 of their last 6, 3 in a row, 3 losses in a row. Their season just fell apart. I mean, they're only 3 points ahead of Leeds. Horrific season for Newcastle. And I think that They might stick with Eddie Howe. I don't see how they can. I just don't see how they can. Ngia on the left could be interesting for United, says Denzel. People need to tell me how to pronounce his name because it's not Ndia. I don't think it's Ngia. Lovely ball. He's in one-on-one. And a bit of a nudge. You're not going to get a penalty for that. Moyes seems to think there should have been. Looked a bit soft to me. Do you think Enzo Fernandez will leave Chelsea? Yeah, I think they're gonna. I think Chelsea are gonna have to cash in on some players this summer. Jared says, I'm making a video for That's Football. What kind of things are you looking for in person and what kind of experience? I didn't know we were looking for That's Football, to be honest with you, but just send us something in, pal, of something you're passionate about. Football related, of course. Short as possible. Like a short, that would be good. NJ is how you say it, Mark. NJ, okay. NJ, like okay. No, it's nothing like okay. Afternoon, Mark. Glad to watch this and not my team Chelsea today. Down with the Clown Lake, says Lloyd. I genuinely think if Chelsea had an experienced striker, they'd be in a decent position. But that is why you should be angry with your ownership, because they've had this policy of buying players under 24, and it was stupid. And now they're going to change that policy, apparently, in the summer. I tell you what, the ref's letting the game flow here in the Merseyside derby. Are you still doing the That's Football announcements, says Jordan? Somebody tell Jordan. Liverpool are getting broken down too easily here, says MFY. And he has given a foul here. And Gravenberch is probably skating close to the edge because it's 2 fouls in a row here. I thought he got the ball, to be fair, that time. How do you see Spurs dealing with their big name signings, Solanke, Xabi, if they were to go down, says James? I mean, they won't all go. But there ain't going to be many players wanting to play in the Championship. I don't think that's a penalty on Dewsbury Hall by Curtis Jones. There's probably a scenario where it gets given, but no. Gaming says, Gaming says, I was in London for a stag yesterday up the United. Hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, James, I don't see... I don't see Spurs getting rid of everybody. There's too many players. I suppose they'll cash in on the ones that they can make the most money out of and ask the rest of them to stay. But it would be catastrophic for Spurs. Anyway, James Garner's got a chance to whip a cross shot in here maybe. And he has! And again, it's a good save and it goes out for a corner. He's given an offside as well. So Villa 1-1 with Sunderland. 2 early goals there. Still 0-0 between Forest and Burnley. And still 0-0 here in the Merseyside derby. Liverpool just cannot afford to lose this game. Nearly 8,000 watching. Please do share the video. Get involved. Liverpool's problem is going to be that lack of fluidity as always. He's in. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I'm sorry. I don't want to be horrible here. But that's shite. That is absolutely crap. That's your striker in a one-on-one position, running in on goal. and he tries to place it in the bottom corner, and it nearly goes out. I don't know whether it did go out for a throw-in. David Moyes just can't believe it. You're paying him money. Rob says, genuinely asking, what is the news of GN buying things from Mark? Mate, please go and read multiple articles and watch multiple videos, because I ain't going back there today. It's all been spoken about. Suffice to say, nothing really is going to change on That's Football in relation to watch-alongs and the daily content you get. And he's in here, Dwight McNeil, and he's done well, and he's gone for the shot, and it's a good block by Canate. And it's a very good start by Everton here. They've just got to they've got to take this pressure and turn it into a goal. Jason says, what's the big announcement, Mark? I've just got back from a cruise. I refer to, just search it. Verts corner. Yeah, well, look, nice comment coming in here from the Turquoise, who says that Everton look nice, they deserve European football. Well, if they do get European football, then... well, no, forget European football. They'll be... if they win today, they'll be in 6th place. Corner to Liverpool. They are not one positive about Liverpool this season is they are normally good at corners. Pickford's there, cleared away. I'll tell you one big announcement I'll give you. Chunky just said, what did you have for dinner? I had a fantastic roast chicken dinner today, and the roast potatoes were incredible. Very nice. And then I had apple pie and custard for pudding. Boom shakalak. Sunderland was never going to be easy for Villa today, though, in fairness. You had dinner already? Well, I'll be live streaming till about 7 o'clock tonight. Thinking about it, you know. Man City, Arsenal straight after this. That's going to go till like 6:30, isn't it? So, yeah, it is a bit early for dinner, but... Marge says, I really like Taylor Swift. Bailey, thanks for your super chat. You can do that through the $, by the way. We read them out. Need Everton and Forest to win for £6,000. Come on, you Toffees. Well, Forest should win against Burnley. Then again, they had a big game on Thursday night, didn't they? Excuse me. Watch along for Villa Forest Europa League semi-final. I am thinking about doing it, to be fair. I wouldn't normally, but yeah. Garnacho gone in summer, Mark. I mean, look, Chelsea, I mean, I don't want to be too happy about it, but there was a smugness to Chelsea signing Garnacho from both parties, and it's gone completely wrong. And there was a smugness to it. Absolutely, 100%. And, you know, let's be clear. Gakpo, could have gone in. Got the shot off. Pickford was okay about it, but there was an outstretched foot by Tarkowski that it veered off towards the goal, but it's gone out for a goal kick. Devon says, is Sunderland the best promotion story we had in a while in their first season? Or if not, then who? God, newly promoted teams that have done well. I mean, I remember Sunderland getting promoted years ago with Kevin Phillips and doing very well as well. So, yeah, I think that's my answer, although somebody's bound to come out with something better. It's very hard to come into the Premier League and stay. I mean, the great thing is we've got two. Leeds and Sunderland should stay in the Premier League this season after having 2 seasons of 3 up, 3 down. It's only Burnley this time. How do you think Coventry will do in the Premier League, says Gaming Gallery? I mean, it's not unfair to say they're going to go straight back down, is it? I mean, hopefully they'll be competitive. I don't want to see teams like Ipswich and Luton levels coming back. Van Dijk there. I think Pickford's been booked here. User GP wants to know who the most handsome footballer is. Well, I can't get involved in that, but Abhijit says, I find it baffling how Spurs are bottling the league. The amount of player that they've got, fucking hell. I mean, Van Dijk did launch Idrissa Gueye there, didn't he? Absolutely launched him. But Pickford was the person who got booked for moaning about it. Nathan says, my girlfriend is angry with me, Mark. Can you reassure her that it's okay because I don't support Chelsea, so I can't be that bad of a guy? Who do you support, Nathan? I'd say Liverpool are a little bit fortunate here that they're playing against a team with Beto up front because the tempo of Everton has been very good. I think they have been the better side here. Marge says Bergville is cute. Hi, Mark. You said you'd do a separate video on That's Football for when you first announced on United Stand. Also, why do we hate Garnacho, says Jordan. I did say that, but I'm not going to do one because it's all been spoken about already. And there's plenty more announcements to come in relation to That's Football and the United Stand. So I think we're in that position now where people just have to wait and see what's going to be announced. But as I've said already multiple times, a little bit going off here. Nothing bad. Tarkovsky just gets in there to separate it. Yeah, it's a good tackle by James Garner. And then NJ. Szoboszlai. Nah. But I was just looking to see if there was a bit of a stamp by either player, but there wasn't. There was just, yeah. And that's how it should be. Aggression, but controlled. No lashing out, no kick out. Absolutely fine. That's what you want to see in a Merseyside derby. Absolutely. I'll tell you what, if Everton did win this game, it would throw a cat amongst the pigeons. And that cat would be David Moyes. He'd be out in the nightclubs tonight. Tarkovsky header. Easy collection by the Liverpool keeper. Have you watched any of the WrestleMania, says Daniel? No. I'm a United fan. She isn't happy that I'm listening to the football. Regardless, Mark, if Spurs went down, who do you sign from them? I think everybody would be different. I mean, I think Kudos is a player that's been forgotten. God, they're in through again here, but Robertson will clear it for a throw-in. I like Bergvall. I like Vuskovic, who's actually on loan at Hamburg. I think Kudos is a good player. You could argue both their left-backs are better than United full-backs, but I probably wouldn't go there. I do not want Van der Ven. I think he's massively overrated. I don't want Romero. You can't trust him. I Kulusevski if he could get back fit, but God knows what's going to happen there. So I think for me, it probably would be Kudus or Bergvall. Long throw in by Everton. Flicked on. Salah clears it away. Watkins has got to go to the World Cup. I know he's had a bit of a bad season, but now that he's back on form, if anything happens to Harry Kane, it's the only person I'd want to use. Good cross, Everton. He's got to score! He has! He has! It's NJ! And it's 1-0 to Everton! Oh, he's booted the microphone as hard as he can. It's 1-0 to Everton. A lovely cross into the box, and it's only what they deserve in this first few minutes. I don't think any Liverpool fan can argue with it. It's been a brilliant start by Everton. They brought the tempo, they brought the intensity, they brought the passion, and they've brought the goal as well. Lovely cross into the box. Liverpool don't deal with it again, and NJ is there to bang it in from close range, and now we've got a game on our hands. And not only from Liverpool's point of view, but also from Chelsea's point of view. You're down to 7th, Chelsea. There's a new cat in town, and it's David Moyes, and it's 1-0 to Everton, and they are up to 6th place as things stand. They go to 50 points. They're trying to see if there might be an offside. Oh, no. I think there's an offside. I think there's an offside. Such a shame because the goal deserves a game, but I think it's off. I really do. Oh, it's offside. It's offside. Unbelievable. Well, you know what? You got to give credit to Liverpool's backline there. You got to give Liverpool credit there. Yeah, he's miles off. Miles off. Such a shame. Chelsea, you can breathe again. Liverpool fans can breathe again. It's still 0-0. Alison Becker says, your mod Savage is the biggest ick on your channel. Rage baiting 24/7. Ooh, chance for Gakpo. He might have been offside anyway. Nathan Stewart, welcome to the Members Club. Constantine says, you just can't sleep on this Everton side. It's incredible what they've done this season, Everton. Chris Willow says, I'm a big fan. I recently sawed myself in front of the woman I love and she's now repulsed by me. Any advice on how I can save the situation? I don't think there's any coming back from that. And Salah scores! Oh my God! What a game of football. And what a change. Incredible. I mean, that's a sickener. That is an absolute sickener. Technically, it's legal. You know, Everton could have been 1-0 up. Thought they were 1-0 up. Offside, and then Liverpool with their first real chance after a horrible performance. Mo Salah makes it, not Mo Salah having a horrible performance, a horrible performance by Liverpool. Incredible. Whoever's at left back, Mikalenko there has fell asleep. What is he doing? What is Mikalenko doing? It's a lovely pass by Gakpo, but I do not know what Mikalenko's doing there. Well, look, you can't argue with it. It was offside. Everton's goal was offside and Liverpool's goal was well taken. But that puts Liverpool a point behind Villa into 5th place at the moment. I mean, I don't know whether that's a good. I don't know what you'd want if you were Chelsea. I think you'd want a draw, wouldn't you? Isak's in over the top. Pickford's there. Sorry, I was just reading something. Liverpool are buoyed up here. Robertson puts the cross in. You did feel like the first goal in this game was going to be a big goal, and it's gone to Liverpool. Still 0-0 between Forest and Burnley, by the way. These frauds don't deserve this, says Rajaf. Poor Everton. Thank you very much for your super chats. You can do that through the $sign. Thanks everyone who's watching as well. We've got 10,000 of you watching. Thank you very much. And remember, it's a huge game at 4:30 today in the title race. Man City host Arsenal in a must-win game. Must-win game. Salah putting a shift in. You give Salah chances like that. It doesn't matter whether he's fell off or not. He's not going to miss from there, is it? On his left foot, lovely pass. Took it well. Beto sabotaged Everton, says Atleti. Salah's got 21 goals and assists this season, says Alex. Mate, if you want to come on this community and tell us that there's nothing wrong with Salah, I mean, look, what's your point? 21 goals and assists is quite impressive, but you're trying to tell us that Salah hasn't fell off. I mean, it's the same. It's the same with United fans who just want to look at the league table and points. I mean, that's absolutely fine if you want to do that, but don't try and, yes, United have got lots of points under Carrick, but the football's been shit. Yes, Salah's got a lot of goals and assists, but he's not the same Salah, is he? Two things can be right. And Liverpool are exploiting the right-hand side again here. Ooh. I thought Wirtz was in there. Yeah, I agree with Sylvie. I think by Salah's standards, it's been a bad season. McGinn. Sorry, I'm keeping my eye on two games here. If Spurs go down, I think we needed to take a Dogie. I think he has a high roof and we need depth at left back. I also fancy Jed Spencer over Delos, says Nathan Stewart. I wouldn't go anywhere near Jed Spence, to be honest. I don't think he's got the consistency required for a top-level club. The best left-back to go for is Truffert at Bournemouth. 100%, in my opinion. What's going on in the Forest-Burnley game? I don't know. I've not looked at it at all. Statistically, XG of 0.06 plays 0.04. 50-50 possession, one shot on target in the whole half. An absolute shithouse of a game by the looks of it. Forest may be feeling a hangover of knocking Porto out on Thursday. Burnley just feeling a hangover of being in the Premier League and not being good enough. Everton down the left-hand side. Mikalenko goes out for a corner. These Merseyside derbies, I don't want to alarm anybody, can be one-goal affairs. Traditionally. Corner, Everton, headed away. See, Liverpool have got something to hold on to now. It's a good switch of the play, but Szoboszlai's... It's not Szoboszlai, it's Curtis Jones. I keep thinking Szoboszlai's playing at right back, but it's Curtis Jones, and they've won it back here, Everton. Another cross. I mean, how is he given a free kick for that? But he didn't give a penalty for the same thing. I mean, look, at the end of the day, this is the inconsistency that annoys people. Like, what does Beto do here that Curtis Jones didn't do in the box on Dewsbury Hall? Just let the game flow. That's why people get angry, because neither are a foul. But one is given as a foul. Oh, it's 2-1 Villa. Sorry, I've completely missed this. Is that an OG? Or is it Watkins again? Villa have scored again. Ollie Watkins is claiming it. I tell you what, Chelsea, you did not get the brief. Man United winning last night. Liverpool winning here. Villa winning at the moment as well. And it's Watkins again. Why didn't you see the goal? Well, because I was was reading something else. What was I reading? I can't tell you. You can't trust mentality of relegated players, says Toad Kane. Greetings from Thailand, says Johnny with a super chat. United and Bournemouth fans, so a reasonable season so far. Bournemouth are doing very well. Salah poor season is still career best for Garnacho, says Loch. And if Spurs go... I've done that one from Nathan Stewart as well. Chelsea back in the Conference League. Chelsea's biggest problem is the stupidity to set a parameter on age for players that you want to buy. You don't do that. You don't say we're only buying players under 24. It's absolute stupidity. And that means you've got people in charge who don't know football. And Man United are doing it as well. Theirs is slightly higher, it's 26. But again, it's stupidity. You can't just ignore half the world of footballers because of their passport. Johnny says, I'm synced with you, but commentary behind. Mine's second for second. Let me change channel and see if it changes anything. No, mine's fine. Pick one, Tonali, Gomes or Anderson. I'd go Tonali, Kevin. Rub says, you guys are missing the point. I'm supporting Chelsea for the last 24 years and I want us to not get Europe at all. Sometimes pain is necessary. I've been there as a United fan. You know, sometimes you do think short-term pain for long-term gain. It's a shame for Chelsea, though, because I felt last summer, qualifying for the Champions League, winning the Club World Cup, you know, you felt like Chelsea were coming back, but yeah. Mr. Al Shamari says it's heartbreaking for the Premier League if Spurs go down. I feel like that it's definitely the biggest relegation of my life, and I'm a man well into my 40s. So there is just no relegation that would compare to it. And people talk about Newcastle and Leeds, etc. However, I do think that, I mean, Spurs are always, they're an established, you know, they're, whether they should be or not, they're top 6. Ooh, nearly 2-0 Liverpool. Gakpo cutting in, getting a shot off, wins a corner. You need a holiday, Mark. Oh, I've got plenty of them, mate. Just seen that Rio Carrick video. You called it, says Andron. Oh, yeah. So basically, Rio Ferdinand's done a video this morning saying Carrick's got to get the job. And it's hilarious because all week on the United stand, I said, he won't say a word after we lose to Leeds. No, there won't be a word about it after Leeds. But every time we win a game, he's there with the PR. I literally replied to him on Twitter and said, you said nothing after Leeds, bore off. And bore off sounds a little bit, but bore off's what, like, we use that all the time. It's not like piss off. It just means, like, it's boring how predictable he is because he doesn't give fair, balanced opinion. It's just mates rates, isn't it? What do you think of supporting 2 different teams from the same league? I think if they're from different leagues, it's fine, says one Goku. I think you've always got to have a club that you support. Like, I don't think you can support 2 teams. I think you can follow other clubs, but I think you support one team. I can't imagine, like, I mean, I like always used to like Juventus following growing up, but it wouldn't matter as much as Manchester United. I mean, I remember when I was at school and we had teletext, there was a couple of lads who used to follow teams in each league and get very excited if, like, Mansfield won. I think Everton have got a problem here, you know. Liverpool have got their tails up. They've scored first in a game. They're starting to play with a little bit more confidence. Everton probably do need half-time. Just that couple of minutes, that offside that stopped the Everton goal and then Liverpool scoring straight away. It just, goals change games, don't they? Did you respond to Rodri Giggs? Says Justin. I don't think I've ever responded to him, so I'm not about to now. I mean, I haven't seen it. I presume it was just abuse and unfounded nonsense because they don't like my opinion. Boron is metal, but it's also a good name for someone who is boring and a moron, says Marge. Okay. Thank you very much, One Me. He was asking about, can you support 2 teams? Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. We're on the road to 1.5 million. We're 20 subscribers away from 1.468, 468,000. So please do subscribe, get involved. Daily content on That's Football for everybody. Doesn't matter who you support. And of course, we've got Arsenal going to City in a couple of hours. Well, less than a couple of hours we'll have kicked off. And we're about to hit half-time here. Fantastic game at Villa Park. Villa went 1-0 up. Sunderland equalised. And then Villa made it 2-1 with Watkins scoring again. Be a big 3 points for Villa if they can get it. It's very difficult to play Sunday after Thursday in the Europa League. And I've got to say, having done it last season with United and, well, we've done it a few years, I've got a lot of respect for teams that can, you know, put a huge effort in on a Thursday and then go and do it again on a Sunday. And it's a strange position that Aston Villa find themselves in, really, because if they win the Europa League, they're in the Champions League. But it's a big if, because they've got to play Forest over 2 legs in the semi-final. If you get knocked out, you've suddenly got to try and... So it's very important for them to be doing it on both levels, but it's very difficult. Traditionally, I remember Mourinho, when we won the Europa League, by this time he'd sort of started resting players at the weekend and focusing in on the Europa League. But I think when you're in that top four, good shot by Isak, straight at the keeper, it's tough. You know, Villa effectively are fourth. So... What happened in the Scottish Premiership? I haven't seen the results. Was there no games in the Scottish Premiership this week? No, I don't think there was. Did you read Romario's comments about the death of street football, the proliferation of academies and the subsequent lack of creativity for Brazil, says Kenneth? I didn't read that, but it's very sad, isn't it? It is very sad. You can change the way a country develops players. Half time, Man City have small athletic supporters, says Ollie. Okay, it is half time at Everton, and it's 1-0, and it all comes down to that huge couple of minutes where NJ thought he'd given Everton the lead, but there was an offside in the build-up, and then a couple of minutes later, Salah was tapping it in. So yeah, very interesting. Indeed. Chat's toxic. Burnley goal. Spurs fans rejoice. OMG. OMG. I mean, this is incredible. Surely Forest can't get to a Europa League final and lose. That's incredible. But I did say it was a crap game. And Burnley have taken that opportunity. It's funny, isn't it? Fleming has scored for Burnley. It's funny, isn't it? Because this is exactly what we were talking about. We were talking about how hard it is to go from Thursday into Sunday football and perform. Well, Forest are struggling with it at the moment. It is 1-0 at half-time. They're going to need a big second half. And that's not really... What's Kone doing there? That's not really what you want to be doing in the second half, because you're going to get more and more tired. Mason says, pick one team per top 4 or 5 leagues you would follow. I'm not doing that. What if Forest win the Europa League and get in the Champions League? Do you think Elliot Anderson would want to stay at Forest? Says history. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. No, I don't. I think he'll want to move. Look at Declan Rice. They won the Conference League and got into the Europa League, and he still went, didn't he? And I know the Conference League, the Europa League is not the same, but let's have a quick look at the league table. I think this is very interesting to look at half time. So that's how it stands. Obviously, we've got top of the table coming up at 4:30. Manchester City up against Arsenal. But look at the top 5 now. You've got Aston Villa winning at the moment with 58 points, joint with Manchester United. You've got Liverpool 3 points behind them, winning at Everton on 55. And you've got Chelsea, who would be 7 points behind. So I think if the results stay as they are, we've probably got our top 5. And then it's all about the Europa spots with Chelsea, Brentford, Bournemouth, Brighton and Everton fighting it out. But a crap weekend for Chelsea. I mean, it couldn't have gone much worse. They lose at home to United, and then Liverpool and Villa are winning as well at the moment. Obviously, that's not set in stone, but as it looks like that's how it is. As for the bottom, maybe Spurs fans don't need to look away now, because with Forest losing, Spurs would only be 2 points from safety instead of what could have been a lot worse. Obviously, West Ham play tomorrow. Spurs will be hoping that West Ham don't beat Palace. But if Forest were to lose, it does give Spurs a little bit of hope after that late equaliser against Brighton. Of course, if Spurs had won yesterday, and they were very, very close to doing it, they would be on 33 points and they wouldn't be in the bottom three. So things are tight at the bottom and at the top as things stand. Let me come back to the chat. Chelsea just 3 points off 12, surely out of the Champions League, says Drin. I think Chelsea's big problem is they've got the FA Cup to play for, but they just look so bad. They look so bad. I think there are similarities between Liverpool and Chelsea, but the difference is you feel like Liverpool can score goals. Sorry, I've just got to send this message. I think the difference between Liverpool and Chelsea is they've both had bad seasons, but of course Liverpool can score goals and Chelsea can't, and I think that's going to be the problem in the next few weeks. I'd love Millwall to join the Premier League game with them against West Ham. It would be electric, says Psycho. Hi Mark, if Liverpool lose today, what do you think will happen to Slot? Well, Jack, I don't think Liverpool are going to lose today. I think that, I'm not saying it's over, but I think that couple of minutes in this game could also almost be season defining when you think about Everton were playing really, really well. They scored what looked like a really good goal, but I feel like they, probably fell asleep a little bit. I'd like to see look, they're showing the Everton disallowed goal here. It's definitely offside. It's a great goal, but it's definitely offside. No arguments about it. And look, credit to Liverpool's defence. How quickly that Liverpool defence get out. There are 5, 6 Everton players offside. So that's deliberate from Liverpool. Liverpool get a lot of criticism this year, but they got their defence out really quickly, and that's why they didn't concede. They'd have been a little bit lazy getting out, then that would have been 1-0 to Everton. So absolutely spot on with the offside, and that's why we don't want Wenger's rule, because Wenger's rule will just kill offside and everyone will sit deep. So no, it is offside. Everton probably exhilarated, but this is where they go wrong. They play out from the back, Tarkowski into Idrissa Gueye. It's a bad pass. They lose the ball here with McNeil, and straight away Mykolenko's joined the attack. He's gone too high up the pitch. Look at Mykolenko in the top. He's way out of position. He shouldn't be there. Why is he there? He's in a horrific position, Mykolenko. If I was an Everton fan, I'd be looking at that and going, why aren't you goal side and why are you far away? It's incredibly bad defending, and it's a very good goal by Liverpool, and they take advantage of that. So, a couple of minutes change it all. Beto obviously had a great chance, but, terrible finish. But look, there's a second half to play for. I think it's been a very intense game. Liverpool aren't the Liverpool of old, so there might be an opportunity still for them to come back into it. Let's see what happens in the second half. Don't forget, we have got Manchester City against Arsenal at 4:30 today. Game of the season, 100%. The connotations of this. In fact, I want to run a poll here on the result. Who you got? City win, a draw, or Arsenal? Now, some people think if City win, Arsenal can still win the league. I don't know. They can, but I just don't know where. I don't know. With this Pep Guardiola, where would they have the, naiveness to drop points? And that's the problem. Excuse me, I don't know why I'm yawning so much. So, look, as it stands, Arsenal do have the slightly better goal difference. But, of course, what you've got to take into account here is that whilst Arsenal have the better goal difference of 3, if they beat Arsenal, that's at least going to come down to goal difference of 2. And then if they win their game in hand, that game in hand, if they win 2-3-0, they've got better goal difference and they're joint on the same amount of points. So Manchester City this week could put themselves in a position when they're not only joint top, but they've got the better goal difference as well. And then it's about who outscores who. And I think we all know Man City are going to outscore Arsenal because the way Arsenal play isn't about scoring lots of goals. So I think if Arsenal lose today, Man City become huge favourites. If they draw, that changes everything. You know, if it's a draw, I think that Arsenal have still got a very good chance. So it's a huge game. I don't know whether it'll be a good game. I don't think it'll be a good game. I might be wrong on that, but I think if we're expecting a classic, we're probably walking into this a little bit naive. Arsenal need to not lose. And a little bit like United last night, you go to Stamford Bridge, or in this case, you go to the Etihad, you keep it compact, you limit chances, and you have a plan to pounce quickly on the break. So I think that's how you've got to look at it. The problem for Arsenal is this didn't work at Wembley. And I don't know whether Arteta was trying that out as a audition, but it didn't work at Wembley. So what I would do is I'd keep the compactness. I'd probably put my line a little bit higher. I wouldn't sit on the edge of my box. I'd probably put it a little bit higher. I'd be very compact. But I'd tell Gyökeres to stand right on the halfway line. I'd say, Gyökeres, I don't want you being behind the ball. I'd say stand right on the halfway line, and every time we get the ball, we're gonna try and hit you in the channels and run the channels to alleviate the defence, try and win free kicks, try and win as throw-ins, etc. That's what I would do. Marge says, what makes a better storyline? Haaland hat-trick and wins, or Gyökeres hat-trick and wins? I think the more unlikely storyline makes the better storyline, and I think Gyökeres scoring a hat-trick is more unlikely than Haaland scoring a hat-trick and Man City winning. Max says, I bet you won't even start Gyökeres. You'll probably start Havertz. Should have the team news coming out in the next 5 minutes. If you were in Elliot Anderson's shoes, says Michael, would you go with City or United? City with the alleged charges, or United with the shitty owners? If I'm in Elliot Anderson's shoes, I'm going to Manchester United because I'm a Man United fan. If I'm looking at it from trying to take that out, I'd probably go to City, because I think United next season could be shit. We could be Newcastle next year. If we get the manager wrong, if we get the signings wrong, we could be Newcastle next year. Whereas I think Man City are winning the league next year. Regardless of the manager, I think Man City are winning the league next year. So, look, it's only because I'm a United fan that I'd say go to United. Everything else, I'd go to Man City. And as for the charges, whatever's going on with those charges, they can't be that worried about it when people like Semenyo and Guehi are signing for them 2 months ago on long-term contracts. So I don't think that's a key consideration, really. Dial says, do you think United are that much far away? Man United remind me of Di Matteo at Chelsea, but a Poundland version. So Chelsea were doing really, really shit with the Portuguese coach, Villas-Boas. And they got rid of him. They'd lost the first leg of the Champions League knockout. They got rid of him. They brought in Di Matteo. And Di Matteo did really well in the 2 months he was there, with winning the FA Cup and the Champions League. And he had people well into their 30s like Lampard, Drogba, Terry as a last hurrah. And they won the Champions League and they won the FA Cup. And then the next season they were crap and Di Matteo got sacked. Now, Man United have got an interim who's done very, very well, with the likes of Harry Maguire, Casemiro and Bruno carrying the team to a certain extent. I just think it just reminds me a lot of that. So I don't think United are close to a comeback at all. I think that United have got a lot of issues. It was a goal for Watkins, the second goal. Brilliant. Chelsea, just 3. I've done that one. Thank you very much. Good morning from Canada. Hope you're doing well, says Canadian Red Devil. You too, pal. And they're just showing us the Burnley goal here. Yeah, there it is. Fleming, cut back, 1-0. Svarko says, Mark, the goal difference will be equal if City beat Arsenal and win the game in hand, because Arsenal goal difference will also go down by 1 if they lose. What? What? You can't tell me what the goal difference is going to be before the 2 games. If the goal difference is 3 at the moment and Man City beat Arsenal 3-0, then Man City's goal difference goes up by 3 and Arsenal's goes down by 3. So it would be... what would that be? Level? And then if they win the game in hand by 4, they'd go to +4. The chances are if Man City beat Arsenal and they beat Burnley on Wednesday, they'll have a much better goal difference. Because it goes up by the goals you score. That's the whole point of goal difference. Thank you very much. Have you seen Arsenal branded bottles are being sold outside the Empty-Had and they did a photo shoot with that guy that had the bottle, says TQ. I mean, you know, it's... some people enjoy that sort of thing. Some people enjoy half and half scarves. Football's for everybody. Hi, Mark. Glad Man United got the necessary result yesterday. Will Gary Neville feature on the shows in the future? You'll have to wait and see, Dowold. The bus is just arriving at Manchester City. Don't they do a big thing with the bus at Man City anyway? Don't they get like an announcer and some loud crowd music as well? Anyway, players are coming out for the second half. Louise O'Donoghue says it's not how it works. Okay, can somebody in the chat just argue with these simpletons who don't know how goal difference works? So if goal difference is there, right, let's have a look at this league table thing here because some people are really struggling with this. If Arsenal have a goal difference at the moment of +3 and Man City have a goal difference of... if Arsenal have a goal difference of 38 and Man City have a goal difference of 35, yeah? So if Arsenal lose 3-0, they don't score any goals, but their against goes up to 27. So their goal difference goes down to 35. Whereas Man City's goes up to 38 because they've won 3-0. That's how it works. So you lose 3 of your goals difference if you concede 3 without reply, and you +3. So it's a swing. So Man City, if they beat Arsenal and beat Burnley, their goal difference is going to be way better than Arsenal's because Arsenal will have lost. Right, second half's about to start here. Can Everton get back into it? Can Sunderland get back into it? Can Forest get back into it? Well, we're about to find out. And away we go. We've got 73% saying City will win, 14% saying a draw, and 14% saying an Arsenal win. So there's not a lot of confidence in Arsenal today. Which I can understand why. Man United were in this situation the year of Aguero. We had the goals. They had the goal difference. We had the points. They had the goal difference, sorry. We went to the Etihad knowing that a draw would basically give us a great chance of winning the title. And we parked the bus and Vincent Kompany scored from a corner and we lost 1-0. So it is one of those sort of games. I don't, you know, you can go into it going, let's play on the front foot, let's play attacking football, let's not park the bus, let's be brave. That's not going to happen with Arsenal anyway. But also it's a risk. If you play attacking football away from home, your chances of winning are negated anyway. Villa again. Watkins hat-trick. Oh, he's got to go to the World Cup. He's got to go to the World Cup. No, it's Morgan Rogers. It's Morgan Rogers who scored the goal. It's not a hat-trick for Watkins. It's a Watkins assist. And it's a Rogers goal. Just looking at it here. They are coming into form at a very, very good time. I was speaking to a Villa fan yesterday and they said, we're arguably playing our best football of the season at exactly the right time. I mean, 6 goals against Bologna in 2 games. 3 goals here. It's a lovely goal. Really good team goal from Villa as well. Every one of their goals has been really good as well. Win the ball back with McGinn, who's been fantastic. Gets it out into Ross Barkley. Plays it into Watkins. One touch pass into Rodgers. Plays it in the bottom corner. Lovely goal. Lovely goal. I want Villa to get in the Champions League. I want them to finish 4th. Absolutely, I do. Yeah. I prefer Villa to Liverpool. I prefer Villa to Chelsea. We're not playing them again anyway. And remember, Liverpool have got to play Chelsea. Anyway, Everton here. Can they get back into this game? They had a good first half. Here's NJ. Cross is too much. And I think he should have took a touch there. Mr. Al-Shamari says, this is the first ever Merseyside derby. Yeah, I agree with that. Bad Panda says it's McGinn, Tillemans and Onana that make them tick. Yeah, I mean, I said this in January. They lost Kamara, McGinn and Tillemans for 2 months. They did incredibly well to stay in the Champions League race. And now they've got Tillemans and McGinn back. They've started to improve. But, you know, if Arsenal lost Declan Rice, Odegaard and Zubimendi for 2 months, it would make a massive difference. If Man United lost Bruno, Casemiro and Mainu, it would make a massive amount of difference. You know, it does. Thoughts on Rochdale versus York, final game for the promotion, says the answer. I've got absolutely no idea. I haven't got any thoughts on it. But I can have a look at the National League table, and 2 points separate them, and the winner takes it all, as ABBA once sang. And it's at Rochdale as well, so Rochdale are 2 points behind York. If Rochdale beat York at Rochdale, they get promoted and York go into the playoffs. Reminds me a little bit of Wrexham Notts County all those years ago when Ben Foster made the save from the penalty and Wrexham got automatically promoted. I think Notts County still did go through in the playoffs, but the problem with the National League is only one gets promoted, the rest go through playoffs. Ankith says, would you rather have Iriola or Carrick as the manager? I'm surprised clubs are not going after Iriola. I think Iriola's a better coach than Carrick, but I think there'll be an outcry from the press if Carrick doesn't get the job, which is, you know, they're not the people who have to put up with it when it goes wrong, are they? The Arsenal team's out and it's sickening, says Tiz. Where can I see the Arsenal lineup? Because I haven't seen it. I'm just having a quick look here. If anyone can put it into the chat, that would be great, because then we could all see it, but I actually can't see it at the moment. Oh, it's on Flash Score. Okay, let me have a quick look. No, I still can't get it. How about Unai Emery for Man United, Mark, says Matthew. I think he gets a lot of freedom at Villa, and he wouldn't get that at United. And also, I think he'd cost a lot of money, and United won't want to pay it. So, I mean, that's what Ferdinand was saying. Tell me somebody who's gettable, who's better than Carrick. And that's part of the problem, isn't it? Everybody's gettable. It's just whether you want to pay the price. It's going well for Liverpool here. Cyberposer says, why did you put Yoro in your team preview against Chelsea if he was injured? Because I did the team preview on Thursday and it wasn't announced that he was injured till Friday. It's only predicted lineups at the moment, says Marge. Okay. I think Everton's problem is scoring goals, though. We played them at the Hill Dickinson Stadium, and they did play very well against us, but we beat them 1-0. They do struggle to score goals. Dredd says, Bayern could win the league today if they beat or draw to Stuttgart. Dewsbury Hall's in the box here. Goal! They've done it! They've done it! Dewsbury Hall and back of the netto for Beto. Absolutely brilliant. Now, is there an offside here again? We wait again. But the game is on. They'll be very unlucky if this gets ruled out, but I'm not going to get too excited just yet because we've been here before. We've been disappointed before. Keeper's down. I don't know what. I don't know. Just reserve judgment. Let's have a look. First things first. Ball into the channel. He's onside. Dewsbury Hall. Cross in. He's onside. Yeah, it's a goal. That's a goal. Nothing wrong with it. Dewsbury Hall's onside. Does very well to put the cross in. Beto gets there before Van Dijk. No, Robertson, sorry. And there's a connection with the goalkeeper afterwards. There's nothing wrong with that. It's a very good goal. It's a very good goal. And I was literally just jinxing Everton, saying they don't score enough goals. Well, game on now. Game on now. Game on now. Some cracking results going on here this afternoon. Aston Villa 3-1 up on Sunderland. I think a lot of people thought that might be a draw. Everton and Liverpool drawing 1-1. Keeper's now injured. And Forest losing to Burnley. BM Barry says, I haven't seen it, but he's clearly miles off. Well, he was definitely offside in the first goal. Oh, me back. Thanks everybody who's watching, by the way. Please do share the video and make sure you subscribe. Bottom right hand corner. God, I'm showing a bit of chest there. Just having a stretch. Yep, keep a change. Oh my God. I've got to say, right, obviously I'd like Everton to win. I mean, look, I've always been very balanced with Liverpool. There's a lot of Liverpool fans who watch. Liverpool fans don't like Man United, and Man United fans don't like Liverpool. So I think we don't need to worry about hate watch or anything like that. It's not that. It's just a rivalry, right? But I've got to say, this has been a season horribilis for Liverpool. You couldn't, even the most critical, soulless arsehole who doesn't like Liverpool couldn't say that they haven't had it horrifically bad this season. I mean, Ekitike is basically out till Christmas. Alisson's injured. They've just lost a goalkeeper when you've conceded a goal. There are issues around style, fluidity, chemistry, etc. But this is a tough one to get thrown into. I mean, if you're Everton now, you sort of like get as many bloody set pieces as you can. Get as many set pieces as you can. Get in on that goalkeeper. But hi, Mark. Forest win. Do you think Spurs are down? Well, they're not winning at the moment, Oliver. They're not winning at the moment. I think it's still 1-0 to Burnley. It is. Still 1-0 to Burnley. So keeper change. Marmoush-Dashville off, injured. Freddie Woodman on as well. We've also got the Arsenal team coming out for you. I'm about to read this out. The Arsenal team is probably the more interesting team because of the injuries that they've got. So, there is no Saka and there is no Timber. That was the first thing. It's Raya, Mosquera, Saliba, Gabriel, Hincapié, Rice, Zubamende, Eze, Odegaard, Madueke and Havertz. Bench of Kepa, White, Jesus, Martinelli, Gyökeres, Norgard, Trossard, Lewis Skelly and Dowman. So no Saka, no Timber. Odegaard starts, Eze starts, Madueke starts. I mean, at least they've got a little bit of pace in the team. But it's going to be very difficult. The Man City side is also out. They're going to start with Donnarumma, Nunez, Kushnerov, Gehi, O'Reilly, Rodri, Bernardo, Cherki, Semenyo, Doku, Haaland, with a bench of Trafford, Reinders, Stones, Aki, Mamouche, Nico, Altnouri, Sabio and Foden. Game on at 4:30. We're ready for that. We're ready for that. And as I said, as things stand, Everton would be in the league table up to, well, they'd be joint 6th. 4 teams on 48. Chelsea, Brentford, Everton and Bournemouth. If Everton could get a winner, they'd go outright 6th and 2 points behind Liverpool. So lots to play for here. Odegaard and Madueke is just beautiful, says Rajaf. I mean, this is how... This is. I mean, remember Liverpool played midweek as well, so Liverpool have got to try and find something they haven't had for a while. Salah cross the back post, Gakpo off the line, Tarkowski with a header. Yeah, they've got to try and find something here, Liverpool. Half an hour. Would you have gone Gyökeres or Havertz? I just think Gyökeres running the channels, the out ball, if you're going to park the bus, might have been a better idea. But then does that not suggest that Odegaard, Eze, Madueke might mean they're trying to be a little bit more attacking anyway? What's more cultural, Arsenal bottling or City winning, says Param. Oh, I thought he'd gone down for a penalty there, NJ. Justin says, Forest are in trouble if they lose. Great tackle, James Garner. Great tackle, James Garner, that. That's a lovely ball into the channel. Everton have made runners. It's an interesting cross. Liverpool, this game is offside. This game is wide open here. Kevin says, I think Havertz is better for holding up the play. Look, hopefully it's going to be a really good game. I mean, the ramifications make it a big game. Good tackle, James Garner again. A fantastic game. James Garner again. Absolutely superb. Beto's in down the channel. I'd love him back at United. The space, you know. It's a lot nice. Oh, our keeper's going to get that. Sorry, I was just typing away there because my Baller League team has trained in the last hour. So I'm just getting messages from the coaches about players. We've got a few new players tomorrow. Any comments on the new Gold Devil signing, says Hamzu. Apparently, he is the Jamaican Neymar. So let's wait and see tomorrow. Hopefully, hope so, fingers crossed. But we've got a couple of other surprises tomorrow, I think. That's what I was just typing about there. We've got a Forest goal. I haven't seen it on the screen yet, but we've got a Forest goal. That's a big goal, and we could have a Liverpool goal. Good defending by Mikalenko. Just got ahead of Isak. Things are going on. Things are happening in the Premier League. Gibbs White has equalised for Forest. It's 1-1 there. That's not good for Spurs, but it's NJ down the wing again. Needs some support. He's going to shoot himself. Shot straight at the keeper. That'll make him feel confident. And a free kick. The game is stretched here. I can't pronounce... Oh, apparently it's ND now, says Mike. Yeah. Well, if someone wants to tell me the definitive way of pronouncing his name, it's probably the one player I've never really got to grips with. Why do you want Villa to win? Well, I live in and around Birmingham, so I know a lot of Villa fans. I also know a lot of Blues fans, so I'm not really bothered about that rivalry. But I'd love to see Villa in the Champions League. And I think Emery's done a fantastic job there. I think they're a good team to watch. And they're not Liverpool or Chelsea, are they? So I don't mind Villa. And also, I think losing your whole midfield for 2 months. Robertson with a shot. There is a J in his name, yeah. NJ. David says, I think Arsenal are going to get slapped with that lineup. This was the Forest goal. They're just putting it on the screen now. Could have looked a bit offside, but it was obviously given. It's Njai, like saying try. Njai. Okay, that's how I'm going to do it from now on. Denise says, how we have an education on how to pronounce names? Because there's so many get it wrong. Some people say Nday, some people say Ndia, some people say Njaya, some people say NJ. So he is a name that that does cause a lot of conversation. I'm sure there's some Everton fans who know how it is. Who do you think is most likely to win the promotion playoff? And would you take Morgan Rogers to the World Cup, says Bobby? I mean, Morgan Rogers has to go to the World Cup. I'd actually start him. I think he works well running off Kane. Everton, Mikalenko. The cross is good. Kanate. Njai into Mikalenko. Come back, come back. Take your time, take your time. Rotate the ball. He's got time here to put a cross in. It's a good cross. Kanate wins it. Good header. Goes down. Head injury. Referee's going to blow. Yeah. Who do I think is going to win the promotion playoffs? You've got to get teams in the bloody playoffs first, haven't you? Riley, our producer, is saying, I think it's pronounced Njai. Njai. That's what I'm going to go with. Njai. That's what we're going to go with. So 1-1 Forest Burnley, 20 minutes to go. 1-1 Everton Liverpool, 20 minutes to go. 3-1 Villa, 20 minutes to go. Thanks everyone who's tuning in, by the way. Please do subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner, get involved. Drop ball here. Should go back to Everton, really. Forest has scored again. 2-1. Look away, Spurs. Look away, Spurs. Burnley were winning 1-0, and it just shows you how football can change so quickly. Burnley were winning 1-0. They're now losing 2-1. Slip on the box. Slip in the box again, and Liverpool will get rid of it. Spurs in trouble. Well, if West Ham win tomorrow as well. Let's have a look at it. They're showing it now on Sky. Cross comes in, back post. Good finish that, Gibbs White. Ball's in the air for a long time. Another injury here now. Beto for Everton. Who goes to the World Cup, Garner or Mainu? Mainu played very well last night. Garner's played very well today. Scott's been playing well for Bournemouth. I mean, I think he will take Mainu. Tony Marshall, says Pablo Red Devil. Ricky. Rio's coming on here for Liverpool. To be honest, these are the sort of games, I know he's only a kid, but Liverpool needs something. And it is Isak coming off as well. I mean, yeah, he's missed a lot of football, Isak, and it's hard to say that he's had an impact today. And this is the problem Liverpool have got over the next few games if they can't find a winner here. Barry is coming on now. Beto goes off. The problem Liverpool have got is their next few games ain't easy. If you're not aware of Liverpool's last 5, they've got Palace next weekend, where that's the game they have to win. They have to. Oh, Villa are in here. They've probably messed it up. McGinn. Yeah, they had a 2v1, but they have messed it up. It's a corner. Yeah, Liverpool's next few games. Palace at home next week. They have to win, because then it's Old Trafford, then it's Chelsea, then it's Villa Park, and then it's Brentford. So their last 4 games, Liverpool, ain't easy. They need to find, I think, 3 wins to make sure they get into the Champions League. One of them could still be today. Dewsbury Hall's done well again there. Good feet. What were the subs? I think they only brought 1 on, didn't they? Rio for Isak. I thought they brought 2 on. No, he's got that Rio one for Isak, so he's probably going to put Gakpo up front, isn't he? Barry's on for Beto. Okay, here we are. It's a nice ball into the channel. He's done well there, Barry. And then he passes it to a Liverpool player. Garner's been brilliant. Oh, he's misplaced a pass there, though. Pickford got a yellow card for dissent when Van Dijk fouled Idrissa Gueye. He ran over and said something. How much is Isak paid, says Zacco. I mean, he's got to be minimum 250. I don't know whether we've got any Liverpool fans in. 250k a week. Woodman did well there, really, because that ball wasn't going to run through to the keeper. You know what? I've got a funny feeling. I think Liverpool might win this. I know the momentum is with Everton at the moment, but I just have a feeling that Liverpool might just carve something open. 280 grand a week, apparently. Dewsbury Hall, he's done well. No way that's a penalty. No way. Well done, Idrissa Gueye. Another coming together with Dewsbury Hall that time. And James Garner certainly had the idea there to tempt the goalkeeper, to test the goalkeeper. It was a long way out. Yeah, Dewsbury Hall here, 50-50. It was already going down. Definitely not a penalty, that. Nah, definitely not a penalty. Real M says, why did we sell Garner? Well, Garner wasn't the player he is now. He was potential at Man United, but he wasn't the player he is now. The development has been done by Arsenal, by Everton. Fair play to them. Oh, Salah's got past Garner there. Bit of luck, but he's there. Verts, Gakpo, Rio, and Pickford's got it. Do Liverpool need to go and win this? I think it's more Everton. They for them to win would put them into 6th place. McNeil with the cross goes out for a throw in. From a Liverpool point of view. A point still has them 5 points clear of 6th. Thanks for your super chats, by the way. Thanks to Bobby Palmer and Hamzu. I think we've read those. I think Forest have scored again. It's 3-1, so that's probably game over there. Big 3 points for them. They've done well. They've done very well in the second half, considering they played on Thursday. 1-0 down at half-time to Burnley. They've had the week off. They have done well to come back and win it. And it is a hat-trick for Morgan Gibbs-White, I'm being told. Keepers looked all right for Liverpool as well. Not looked shaky. If West Ham beat Palace tomorrow, it don't look good for Spurs. The way the league is at the moment, you've got Forest, who are now 5 points ahead of Spurs. And if West Ham beat Palace, they're 4 points ahead of Spurs. That's a lot of points because you're not one win away, are you? You're more than one win away. Spurs running 5 games. Wolves away, Villa at home. Sorry, Wolves away, Villa away, Leeds at home, Chelsea away. And then Everton at home. Yeah, it's going to be tough. I think Spurs are in. I think that equaliser by Brighton yesterday was huge. Why won't Vert shoot in the box, says Zach? I've told you. I've said this so many times. And Liverpool fans take a pop at me. Vert's in the penalty box is infuriating. He always wants an extra touch. I don't know why. Just want to say hello, Mark. We're going down. Spurs, says Grand Prairie. I mean, I don't think they will go down, but it ain't looking good. I mean, they've got to win it. They've got to beat. I think Spurs have got to get to 39 points. So you need to win 2, draw 2, or win 3. Surely Marinakis will give the sackings a break now, says Denise. But I mean, their manager's gone in and done quite well, hasn't he? In fairness. Hate me for it, but I feel bad for Spurs fans, says Recon Guy. I mean, look, I don't think there's many people feeling bad for Spurs, but, you know, ultimately, amazing stadium, decent squad, shouldn't be going down. We're in the Champions League this year, and they're going to be in the Championship next year. It's incredible, but, you know, Spurs are going to be the victim if it happens, but it's probably a wake-up call for the rest of football. I think some clubs do think they're invincible and they can, you know, they're never going to get relegated. I think Spurs will be a little bit too close to home for people like United, Chelsea, Liverpool, Newcastle, you know, these big clubs. Yeah. Got a red card somewhere, I don't know where. Somebody just said there's been a red card. Spurs players look like they don't care, says David. Mate, what did I say a few weeks ago? It's for some of these players, you're better going down and getting an easy move than staying at Spurs for another year. And that's a horrible position to be in if you're a Spurs fan. I do feel sorry for Spurs fans because that's a horrible position to be in, isn't it? But there's been a red card at the Forest game. Let's have a look. I don't know whether there has. Alexi McAllister's about to come on here. No red cards. Jarbar Drink says, what do you think about Leicester at the moment? How the hell does a club come back from a double relegation? They need a Leicester till I die show. I mean, it's not unusual. I mean, it's happened to Leicester. It's happened to Luton. You can do double relegation and you can do double promotion. Also, a very good point by MB. Why do people think that Spurs can stay up anyway? I mean, they haven't won a game since... They haven't won a Premier League game in 2026. Gakpo's done well there. Edge of the box. Gravenberch over the bar. Do you like Gibbs White, says John? I think he's worth a move. I just don't think he's I don't think he's like an Arsenal player, a Man City player, a Liverpool player. He might be a Spurs. Well, no. See what? I've even fallen into the trap. I mean, he's not a Championship player, is he? I think Gibbs White would be a good player at someone like... I don't know, because what's the next step down now from Man City, Liverpool, Man United, Arsenal? What is the step down now? I don't know. Maybe Newcastle, like I say. Villa. Yeah, Villa. I mean, if Morgan Rogers goes, Gibbs White might be a good replacement. If Everton beats Liverpool, they could finish ahead of them in 6th, says Joker. Looks like Branthwaite's injured here. I think this is heading towards a draw. Villa, fantastic result for Villa. I don't know what Villa's run-in is like, but they're looking very, very good. 58 points, 10 points ahead of 6th place. They're running, got Fulham away. Spurs at home. Burnley away. Liverpool at home. And then Man City away last game of the season. But Europa League final... I mean, I don't want to alarm Arsenal fans because you don't need enough, but yeah, Man City play Aston Villa last game of the season on the 24th of May. The Europa League final is 3 days before that, and if Villa are in it and they win it, they ain't going to be bothered about Man City on the final game because that game of the season, are they? Because they're all going to be pissed. So, yeah. Another bad injury here, Branthwaite. I don't know what he did. He had a collision. He had a collision with Gakpo. He did get back up, and then he's just gone down. Michael Keane's coming on. Kirkes is coming on. If West Ham beat Palace, Spurs are in trouble, says Bartley. Thanks for your super chat. Sunderland have got a goal back, by the way. It is 3-2. I mean, I think Villa learning about Sancho there, isn't it? And Sunderland have equalised. 3-3. Might have been offside. Don't think he was. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. How have Villa done this? Emery can't believe it. Wow. I actually wanted Villa to win. 3-3. 4 minutes to go. That's what happens when you bring Jadon Sancho on, isn't it? At the end of the day. Branthwaite going off on a stretcher. That's sad to see. Apparently Woodman's the Liverpool goalkeeper. His dad is the Bromley manager and just got them promotion. Yeah, he's definitely onside there. Oh, Villa have just gone to sleep. Villa have gone to sleep there. What a crap goal to concede. I mean, it's a great goal by Sunderland, but it's straight from the kickoff. They've passed it straight through the middle of the two defenders. And that's probably a big goal. That's probably a big goal for Chelsea, to be fair. Chelsea might be looking at that and going, if Liverpool don't lose here. Chelsea need Villa to finish 5th and win the Europa League, and that gets Chelsea into the Champions League, basically. Yeah, Sunderland basically scored 2 goals in a minute. Sancho caught in possession on the first one, and then Villa falling asleep on the second. Olivia says, hi Mark, your streams help me with my mental health so much. Thank you, Olivia. I hope you're doing well. Grand Prairie says that Villa game is drunk. That's what happens when you switch off. And Emery low-key hates Arsenal. Should be an interesting game, says Yuz. Yeah, Villa. That would piss you right off, wouldn't it? 3-1 up with 5 minutes to go, and you blink and it's 3-3. Looking like it's going to be a draw between Everton and Liverpool as well. Rusty Blade says, what makes you think Chelsea are finishing 6th? Well, this is a great point, actually, and it's a very good point, because Chelsea at the moment are in 6th place, but they're joint 6th with Brentford, Everton and Bournemouth. All clubs on 48 points. Incredibly, Chelsea are actually only 3 points off 12th. And they're 1 point off 11th. Sunderland are 47 points, so in 11th place. Oh my God, nearly an own goal. Konza on the floor. Cross came in, hit him, and just goes out for a corner. Sunderland could win this. Chelsea's run-in is... Well, they've got the FA Cup, of course. They've got Brighton on Tuesday. Then they've got Forest at home. Then they've got Liverpool away, Spurs at home, and Sunderland away. So, interesting games for Chelsea. I mean, I thought Chelsea did okay yesterday. Just can't put the ball in the back of the net. Everton on the attack. We've not really seen anything from Everton in an attacking sense for a while. And that's a goal kick. Why would you want Villa to win, Marks, Fabian? Because I just prefer Villa to Chelsea and Liverpool. 11 minutes! 11 minutes, says Morgan. 11 minutes. 11 minutes added on here. I'm barely going to get time to have a cup of tea and a dump between this and the Arsenal game. And ideally, I'd like to have 2, and I don't want to have one at the same time. I've never done that in my life. Gone to the toilet and had a cup of tea at the same time. I suppose it probably works, actually. Answers in the chat. 11 minutes will have been because of the 2 injuries, I suppose. Yeah. Come on, we need a winner then. The winner takes it all. The winner takes it all. Come on, 11 minutes. You can't just play 11 minutes out. Rio, he's done very well. But he's given a free kick. The Inquisition says it doesn't work, Mark. Trust me. There we go. Won't be trying that. Seven minutes of Villa and Sunderland as well. I mean, that might help Sunderland. Villa are falling apart here. Nice to watch football with you. And the chat says Joshua. Well, nice to have you with us, Joshua. Don't do it, says Simon. And Liam the Goat, thank you very much for your super chat. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner to do that. We are very close to 468,000. We're only about 10 away. So bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. Get involved with That's Football. We are live. Also, Arsenal, Man City, the biggest game of the weekend. The biggest game of the season, I suppose, up to this point. Well, no, there's no suppose about it. Absolutely huge game. And Anthony Taylor will be the official for that. I think we've got a goal coming in at Villa. Unbelievable. Unbelievable game. I'm just waiting here because I'm sure I've just had a flash. Tillemans, Anana, Digne, cross, goal. Tammy Abrahams. Emery's loving it. He's fisting the air. Tammy Abraham might be injured. He's holding his shoulder. He might even be offside. Unbelievable finish at Villa Park. Need to see a replay. 3-1 it was to Sunderland 5 minutes ago. 3-3 it was 30 seconds ago. It's 4-3 now. What a game. Sunderland can't believe it. What a game. Unbelievable. Is there an offside here? Abraham. No, he's definitely on. He's definitely on. Look at the player at the back. That's a winner. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Tammy Abraham. Bit like Beto's goal, actually. Just gets there ahead of the defender, puts his foot on it, brave. Wow. What a goal. What a goal. Can we get a late winner here at Everton? There's still 6 minutes to go. Villa would be 5 points clear of Liverpool and 10 points clear of Chelsea. Dewsbury Hall had a good game. Gets it back. Offside. What are you doing offside there? Cracking game, says Mr. El Shamari. Yeah, the 2 o'clocks have been brilliant. I'm not convinced Arsenal Man City will be a brilliant game. I think it'll have a lot of tension. Please do subscribe, bottom right hand corner. Don't miss Arsenal Man City as well. It's going to be cracking. Sunderland had a big miss 15 seconds before that, Martin. But they did, one-on-one. I'm just watching it here. He's tried to dink it over the keeper to win it, and Martinez has made an incredible save. Watch that back. That's an incredible chance for Sunderland, one-on-one. He's tried to dink it over Martinez, and Martinez has put his hand out and saved it, and then they've gone up the other end. Wow. Would you like to see an Everton winner? I mean, Everton deserve at least a point here. Liverpool again, just being Liverpool. You know, you're sort of going to come out of it going, what's going on, you know? Still got 4 minutes to go here. We're not really seeing a lot of attacking intent from either team. 4-3. Watch that back on Match of the Day. Cracking game, Villa, Sunderland. Yeah, just a lot of long balls now. Put a lot of work into it, both teams. Mark, City or Arsenal? I think City will win, RJ. I've gone with the City win in win, lose or draw. Oh, Salah. Don't let him on his left foot. Oh, what a chance. Rio. He's gone over the bar. Liam the Goat says, can you wave because I donated? Thank you, Liam. Liam the Goat. I mean, this was a chance for Rio on the back post. He's just got to get it on target, hasn't he? He's gone over the bar. Still time in the Sunderland game. They're on the attack. 90 plus 8. Apparently Forest have made it 4-1. They have. Villa clear it away. 7 minutes added on. We're into the 98th minute there. Forest have made it 4-1, so they're boosting their goal difference as well. Incredible effort by... Villa have won. Incredible effort by Forest and Villa to play Thursday night football and score 4 goals on the Sunday. Incredible, really. It's hard work. I mean, we struggled with that last season, United. Europa League on a Thursday, Premier League on a Sunday. Who got the 4th goal for Forest? I haven't seen anything come through yet, but that's a big, big 3 points for Villa. Pretty much like United guaranteeing Champions League football there. Everton haven't scored a goal, by the way. The chat are taking the piss because it's actually a corner to Liverpool. So if anyone's going to score a goal here, it's going to be Liverpool because it's a corner to Liverpool. Lots of pushing and shoving. Liverpool can be quite good at corners. And they have! Oh my God! What a big goal that is for Liverpool, Van Dijk. I can't speak. I literally can't speak. They just... do not deserve that. But I've always said Liverpool corners this season are very good. It's the one thing they're good at. And they've been done with a sucker punch right at the end. And in a way, it probably helps Chelsea. It probably does help Chelsea. Look, you can't take it away from Liverpool. It's Van Dijk. Someone's got hold of his shirt. He's up against Tarkowski and he's bullied him. Van Dijk has absolutely bullied Tarkowski there. You've got to give it credit. Look, Van Dijk gets a lot of criticism, but he's scored a lot of important goals for Liverpool this season from corners. And probably none more so than that. I can't see Everton getting an equaliser here. I mean, there's barely any time left. The referee's looking at his watch already. That's probably going to be a yellow card for Garner as well. What's Pickford doing as well? Forest's 4th goal was scored by Igor Jesus. So a disappointing day out for Everton fans. It felt like it could have been your day, but ultimately I think fair play to Liverpool. They've scored 2 legitimate goals. And I felt like Everton, maybe when the goalkeeper went off, it felt like that might be an opportunity, but fair play. Liverpool have won that 2-1. It's not been pretty, but it's been a very effective 3 points for them. A very effective 3 points for them. And for Everton, an opportunity let go, maybe. Last minute's a tragic one, says Rajaf. There we go. I'm back with you in about 10 minutes. I'm just going to go and get a cup of tea. I'm back with you in 10 minutes for the massive game between Arsenal and Man City. So I'll see you back in 10. Thanks everyone for watching.